does not seem to be showing. So I might be a little bit behind as I'm commentating from the actual stream here.
No problem. And we're getting an Uncle check, and it is 20 rubies on Uncle, 10 arrows on Bush Crab.
Alrighty, looks like we're back. Hey everyone, sorry about the technical difficulties there, but now it looks like we should be good to go. Yeah, thanks for your patience. I will leave you with Jinxie and Nira.
Yep, and 20 rubies on Lumberjack Ledge, and Misery Mire has a map.
Yeah, so like I said, I apologize to chat here. I am slightly delayed on this restream as I am watching it live with you guys. So my commentary feed is going to be slightly behind because my computer just doesn't want to cooperate today. So we're going to rely on Nira to kind of say what's going on, and I'll kind of just jump in.
20 rubies was on the mushroom spot, and 20 rubies was in the drop down section for Skullwood or Lost Woods. So far, nothing of importance has been found except for the map and mire and the compass for Eastern.
Yeah, that early money is kind of convenient, though. You're not going to have to spend too much time kind of farming it up, like jumping into Cackwell a couple times just so that you can get Bottle Vendor done. Unfortunately, it's not going to help them as far as weapon-wise, but I'm sure that'll be fixed here shortly.
Yeah, but they did get they both have gotten bombs, so they can do the back of back of Blind's Hut, which Blind's Hut tends to drop bombs like 80% of the time anyway. But never when you need them. There's the map to Desert, 20 rubies, 50 rubies, so there's Bottle Vendor. Another map, this one to Ice Palace, so now we know where what three of the dungeons are. And the hammer, so now we actually got a weapon.
Yeah, grabbing a couple maps here, that's going to be knowledge that we're going to need later on when we can get into that dark world. I feel like in map and compass shuffle, you're kind of going to want to take a dip anyway and see what's going on in each dungeon. Maybe not commit completely clearing it, but that early hammer is definitely a nice perma weapon there for our runners.
Yep, and there's the compass and swamp. And the shovel. And more
yeah. There's definitely a more profound need for those compasses of those bosses that are kind of far back in the dungeon, like Misery Mire, Swamp, Pod. Those are the ones you kind of want to know ahead of time. Other ones, where you can easily access the boss isn't a super big deal, like in Thieves Town or maybe even Skull Woods. But those ones that you have to really commit time to, you're really going to want to know what you're walking into in case you don't have the items available to finish that boss. So that could be a huge time sink just to get that information, to walk in on a Trinex and you have no Ice Rod.
Yep, and sadly, farfelu had to go buy bombs because he couldn't find any. So he wasn't able to do back of well.
Yeah, definitely problematic there. When you can't find those bombs, it is a little bit of a time sink, but pretty much once you get them, you'll never need them again. There is always the upgrade fairy over in Ice Palace where you could go ahead, spend some money, but right now we are kind of impoverished, so it's going to be a little bit before we can even fake flipper over there and grab some upgrades from her.
Yep. And in the back of the bar was just, I think it was 10 arrows it was. And there was just a piece of heart in the back of the well, which I don't think farfelu went back and checked the back of the well. I think he forgot. And that looked like
that could have been a decision. Sometimes runners are just like, oh, well, but that spot is dead to me now. If there's something there, we're never going to find it. So, I mean, that could also be a situation like a decision. But that is something you definitely want to keep in the back of your mind because that could come back to bite you in the end. As we saw, the hammer was right in the back of Blind's hut. So there could definitely be something there for farfelu that they just don't know about. We know it's not, but he doesn't.
No, and that's what I was meaning when I said that, is the fact that he, like, what if that was like the flippers or the fire rod? He doesn't know that yet. Thankfully, if Thankfully, though, like it just turned out to be nothing.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have some typical routing here with just doing Kakariko down to the dam, probably over to Mini Moldor, maybe over to the Ice Rod Cave.
I think that was just 3 bombs in the library ledge. I couldn't catch it the first time or the second.
Well, we do have that glove in the dam. That's going to be pretty interesting, as now we are just a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access.
Yep. We know Aga is dead and there's a map, and it is to Skullwoods. So now we know what Skullwoods is.
Yeah, you definitely want to pick up those maps early on. That information can be super, super important.
And there was 300 rubies in dig spot.
So, Mini Moldorm, one of our last big checks here before we are kind of out of time. We do have that glove where we can head up out of Logic to the mountain. Unfortunately, without that mirror, that hammer is not going to really help us much. But if we find that hook shot, then there's another big check there over in Paradox Cave.
Farfelu just took a death. We are getting back of escape, though. Fire Rod. Compass to Turtle Rock, and Small Key is what's in the back of escape.
Early Fire Rod is definitely nice. Any kind of fire is definitely something that you kind of want to get early on. You don't want to get to desert, not be able to do anything because you can't light the stupid torches.
Yep, and looks like Farfelu is going to head into the castle.
Yeah, gonna get that uncle check. That's often kind of an isolated spot for some runners. That's kind of something that's in the back of your mind, but you just really don't want to commit to it. So I think a lot of runners will do that early, just suspecting that their opponent isn't going to do it. So sometimes that pays off, other times it doesn't. We see an unfortunate death from Rot there over in Mini Moldorm Cave. Not super, super bad. It's it's a walk, but it's not terrible.
Yep, that with the amount of bombs they had, I probably would have actually just gone ahead and just did bomb strats.
Okay, now Rod's going to go ahead and grab their Fire Rod. Probably be super excited to see that. And it looks like Far is going to head into Kakariko Village, or into the castle there. Do have that Fire Rod, so the back is now on Logic. So going to be able to check that out as well.
Also, I think that is a custom sprite of Rot's.
Yeah, that absolutely looks like an Animal Crossing character. It's probably not, but it definitely does look like him. Ooh, flippers in the first chest there in why do I want to keep calling it Kakariko Village? Sorry. In the castle, gonna head over to that other chest. That's gonna take a couple seconds. So let's watch Rot try and navigate the dark sewers without a sword and just a hammer and that fire rod. This is not fun. I probably would have just saved and quit and went from Castle Rico. That's where we're at. I feel like the front is a little bit easier to get through. Oh, but there's a full heart, so they made it. Yep. I'll just be quiet. Ice Rod.
Ice Rod.
Now that is a super interesting item to find, and I feel whenever I play Boss Shuffle, that is one of the first items that I want to have, because it is no worse feeling than when you stroll into a Trinex, in the back of Escape, in the back of Eastern, where it's an easy clearable dungeon, and then you're met with Trinex. So, I mean, finding that ice rod, I feel like is one of the most important things in a boss shuffle situation because you never know when you're going to run into one. Especially, you can plan for Turtle Rock when you're, and the mirror, hello. Gonna get that second look over at Mini Moldorm Cave as Rat finally makes it through, taking out those Moldorms with some bombs. There we have a 2 bottles. Very interesting. The Cane of Burna, super nice, and $20.
Yep. That is they are finding everything. Stop finding everything so fast.
Yeah, definitely have a really nice setup here early game. We have that hammer, both rods, the glove, flippers, and the mirror. That mirror is super, super convenient. Not going to have to worry too much about death warping. So that definitely saves time. And the longer that Rot puts off going to the front of escape is going to just give Far more of a chance to kind of pull ahead just by the time sink alone of being able to mirror to the front of dungeons.
Yep, and there we go. He just got his heart container. They both, though, like farfelu, though, is going to be able to do in logic Zora checks, though, too, but he doesn't got money. There's a piece of heart on Ice Rod Cave, though.
Yeah, money definitely seems to be giving our runners some trouble here. Farfelu is going to have a little bit more time doing the Houlihan over at the useless fairy drop, but I really don't see many runners doing that outside of Cross Keys, so that probably wasn't even in the back of their mind, but at any rate.
He got the hammer killed now. He's got to be careful. He's only got 2 bombs. And he did it.
Looks like we're going to get a peek over at Saha's hut. Probably going to get that information on what our green pendant is today, as this is Map and Compass Shovel, so it is just not free information. Ice Palace is going to be our green pendant today.
Very nice.
There's a mail upgrade.
And heart container and another piece of heart, which gave us the full heart container. Where was the 300 rubies at?
I am not sure. I was having some technical difficulties early on, so I cannot tell you.
Oh, and there was a full magic refill on Rot's side. Oh, Shovel Spot had the 300 rubies. Good job, Link, shoveling up somebody's life savings.
Well, if you're going to bury your stuff, someone else might find it, unfortunately. Ice Rod Cave with just that piece of heart, as we saw from Rod's side. We're going to see a Moldorm in Eastern Palace. Don't have that bow, so we can't get past that red Igor, but, I mean, how often has there been a bow in Eastern Palace? So...
I've had 2 straight where it was.
Now, the interesting thing that the compass does, it actually gives you your item count there in the top corner. And that is a really good reminder if you're playing, boss shuffle, that if you see that little ticker up there that's telling you how many items you have, then you also have the ability to see what boss you will be fighting. So if you bring down your dungeon map, it will show you which boss is in the boss room.
Yep. And since this is a shuffle of maps and compasses, the compass and map will probably not even be here, but we still do need to find the big key in here, though, because the big key is not shuffled among the items, if I remember correctly.
Correct. The big keys will be in their dungeons, in their corresponding dungeons. We're not going to have any key hunts here. So we did pull that big key in the first test of Eastern Palace. So going to be able to check that. The big key chest is actually out of logic, but that's not going to stop these runners at this point. They're just going to go through and do it. And there's a sword to make it a little bit easier. So Eastern Palace already paying off with a little bit of a weapon that kind of makes it a little bit easier for our runners to navigate these dark rooms. We see Farfelu heading up towards the mountain, going to rescue that old man. Again, no sword, kind of makes it a little tricky, but that's unfortunate.
I don't think saving and quitting saves him from this, does it?
It does not.
Yeah, he already took a death in there.
I mean, restarting can get your bearings, so then you kind of know where you exactly are, just in case you get a little tripped up. But unfortunately, saving and quitting is not going to help you in this situation.
Yep. I think he got it. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a little bit of a reset, take a breath, and you got it again. That's our third bottle over on Old Man.
Yep, we were finding everything at the beginning. Now we're not finding anything. And there was just 20 rubies in the big or the big key location ordinarily.
This is not a very safe place to dig for bombs, my friend.
No, it is not. Hey, look, arrows.
Okay, looks like Rod is going to make that his way up into Eastern, what is with me? Up into the palace and grab their ice rod flippers and mirror. Kind of funny that both rods ended up in the castle today. We have a shield up on Speck Rock.
Yay,
And
it's
our
the future
item.
price shield. And just a piece of heart on the inside.
But this is interesting because farfelu can now use that mirror, and that hammer is going to have access over to Paradox Cave as well as Hera and what have you. So definitely some nice routing here.
I don't know if they're random or not, and the reuse sprite is Dan Hibiki.
Yeah, the sprite was actually made for my buddy Phantom Ryu. Super well done, just super adorable. I mean, all the people that make the sprites are just incredible. Just incredible. Yeah, it appears he's digging for... Oh, hey, Samaria, right there in Tower of Hera. That's very nice.
Yep.
I believe it was bombs that farfelu was looking for. There's that easy access big key, not going to have to go to the basement. But unfortunately, without that hook shot, we cannot Herapot. Farfelu's like, I don't want to commit to that yet. Doesn't have a sword. Does have a hammer that they could beat. No, it's not Moldorm. So, yeah, maybe this is a good decision here. Getting every single item except for bombs, because we do need bombs when we go into Paradox Cave. There is a shop there, but this has been a pretty impoverished seed, so unfortunately farfelu has not found any of those 300 rupee drops. Say there's some bombs there. You're good now. So we're going to take a look at our floating island, which is just a heart piece. Probably not going to see the runners pick that up today, but let's take a drop down into Spiral Cave and take a very, very slow walk to what is probably a very disappointing prize.
Yep, good thing he's got a fairy here, though. But he also has a bee. Watch this be the Pegasus boots in the drop here. Just the map to Ganon's... Oh, great. Thanks, game.
Yep, completely useless. But we do see Runt heading over towards that waterfall ferry. Does have those slippers that they got from the palace. 2 items here. We're going to see farfelu head into Paradox Cave, which is a very nice 7-item location. Hey, Moon Pearl, let's get a refill on that bottle, see what our fairy's giving us for free today. Green potion, not great, not terrible. And there's our Titan's Myth. So we have super Dark World access.
Yep, we have basically almost full Dark World now.
We absolutely have full Dark World now, because we have flippers and we have hammer, so we can access everything. Other than the... Oh, and flute on the... Jeez, come on now.
Yeah, we wanted a long seed, not a short one.
Another mail upgrade over in Paradox.
Well, we now know where both mail upgrades are.
Don't have the money to grab Zora there, but we do see that Desert is a crystal.
Hard to believe, of all the maps we've found, that only one Dark World dungeon or Light World Dungeons map has been found. And I think we're getting Houlihan.
But I mean, for all intents and purposes, we can go right on into Desert. I mean, if that big key's on the torch, that could be problematic, of course, but we have the Mirror, we have the Titans, we have the Moon Pearl. We can do a lot of stuff over in Mire.
Yep, and nicely done on the Houlihan there, Farfelu. Just a piece of heart on Hylia Island.
Yeah, so Farfelu gonna get those flipper checks out of the way. Finding, we're gonna get Hobo though, and I don't believe Rot did that, so that's another check.
No, he did not. But also, Farfelu's got money for Zora.
Yeah, did that Houlihan over at the escape back entrance.
Yep, and just a piece of heart on Hobo.
Yeah, Sword on Sick Kid, that checks out. The game has just thrown bottles at these runners, so I figured there was some sort of progression there. Not exactly the progression you want, but definitely having Master Sword before having to do any dungeons or bosses is very convenient.
Yep. Only thing that's better is actually having Tempered or Butter Sword before you're even into your first dungeon.
He looks like a 5-6 on Mire there.
Yep.
That was pretty much all I was able to see. I blinked, unfortunately. Crystal on Skullwoods and Green Pendant on Ice Palace, which we know. We're going to take a dip here in Skullwoods. Moon Pearl and Titan's Mitts for Farfelu. Unfortunately, Rod doesn't have that Samaria that Farfelu picked up over in Tower of Hera, so not going to have that convenient way to get that block. Going to have to move that statue, but it is what it is. There's a small key. Going to let us check the rest of the bottom here without too much incident.
Yep. And Farfelu is also going to go check Zora and then get his flute, so that's going to be really nice. There's a heart container in the first, or the second chest in Skullwoods.
And our fourth bottle. I definitely like the Skullwoods play. You know, Skullwoods is kind of a pain in the neck. Maps and compasses actually give it a little bit more dimension where you're going to have the opportunity to find 2 more items versus just the 2 that are already in the dungeon. So definitely taking, you know, a little bit of time to explore this dungeon. We can get to the back, can check the boss. I don't believe we have the compass, so we're not going to be able to find out what that is. But I like this play.
Yeah, I don't think we can either.
Yeah, no, there's no item counter there for on the screen, so we do not have the compass yet for Skullwoods, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find out what the boss is here shortly.
Yep, there's a number of bosses he can beat still just with the items he has.
Oh, absolutely. Argus is really the only problematic boss that we're going to find that we absolutely can't do. Cold Stare would be a problem running into just if you don't have a full magic. Rot was able to grab that green potion from the Waterfall Fairy. I'm not sure if Farfelu did that as well, but pretty much our only boss that would be super, super terrible to see would be Cold Stare. Or Argus. Just a heart piece so far from Johnny 2 Bombs. We have $20, $300. There's all the money in the seed. Mapped pod, as well as that bug net, which can be kind of nice to have. You're going to have 4 bottles in the bug net, so safeties are definitely pretty available in this seed. Looks like pod is going to be another pendant, unfortunately.
Yep, but one thing too, though, that Farfelu has, if they encounter Cold Stare, he's got the Bombos medallion, so he could clear out the ice really easily.
Yeah, that's definitely a really nice safety item to have. Like, typically the coins don't really have much merit, but when you're coming in where you could face 2 Cold Stares in 1 seed, it's definitely nice to have that where magic isn't going to be problematic.
Yep. And Rot has both has like enough keys so he doesn't have to kill the Gibdo. We're gonna get Stumpy, and it's Helmasaur. Helmasaur and Skullwoods. Oh, that is painful.
That tail just goes. I love it. This is probably my favorite boss to see in here. Not when I'm playing. Obviously, I don't want this to happen, but I like watching other people do it.
Yeah, this helicopter thing. This is interesting. Can you still get hit by that tail, or?
I don't believe it does damage. It's just silly.
And we're checking Cape 45 on Farfelu's side. 3 bombs, but Rot needs to be careful here. Oh wait, no, they got fairies. Never mind. They got a fairy in a bottle.
This is a really nice route from Farfelu. Going to be able to do dig game and then just go ahead and pick up that stone. Could just go ahead and do Smith if they want to.
Rot's good. He had a bottle. He had a fairy in a bottle. There's 20 rubies on Helmasaur. Offering a little bit right now.
How many digs will it take to get to our magic item here on the dig game? Quite a few. Not going to count them. But we do see that Rot gets... Oh, and there's some bombs. He spent so much time digging, and there's bombs on the dig game. That's just poetic.
Okay, so that's what was in dig game. Sorry, my thing was buffering, so I had to... yeah. But yeah, so far, we're going to get the blacksmith chain now.
I wouldn't actually be surprised to see Farfelu end up doing Graveyard Ledge here. I'm sorry, to see Rot do Graveyard Ledge here. Kind of check that bumper ledge and then go over there and get that item. It's not quite as bad when you're kind of leaving King's Tomb behind because you do have those Titans, and Boots is going to make it super quick to get back to, but Graveyard Ledge is kind of really gross to get to. Some people like to wait until they can kind of do both in one, but one of those just get it done kind of people.
Hammerpigs have got Tower of Hera map.
Yeah, maps being pretty available here. We almost have full information. We do know our 256 crystals being Eastern Palace as well as Misery Mire. That green pendant on
There's a crystal on Hera.
Yeah, Hera's also going to be crystal. Only one more pendant outstanding to give us the rest of our information, and that's either Swamp Palace, Thieves Town, or Turtle Rock.
It was a piece of heart on Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, we're not going to be seeing that today. Farfelu committing to that purple chest. That is an interesting decision. There's a compass at Desert Palace. That is a very nice compass to find. I'm a big fan of the compasses. I like that it gives the item counts. I think that it's really convenient, and it kind of takes away that pressure to remember how many items you got. I like it as a commentator or a tracker as well to know like where I'm at for each runner. Chess game just having 10 arrows, that's not very exciting.
Well, at least he made his money back.
Yeah, gonna get that sick kid check here for Farfelu. Gonna grab their first sword. Have not made it into Eastern Palace yet to get their second. This is our first look over at Thieves Town here. We know that I don't know why I just said that. We know that the other sword is in Eastern Palace because I'm just repeating myself. So there's a flute activation for Farfelu as we are getting a look. There's that big key for Thieves Town. Now, the fun thing about Thieves Town here in this kind of situation is you don't have to go all the way to the top and blow the hole and bring the maiden back. You just get to walk right in and beat whatever boss it is. So I'm sure we're going to see Rot go straight to the boss here just to see if they can beat it, as they don't have the compass yet, so they're not sure who's in there. Argus being our only problematic boss.
What if it's blind in there? Does it still activate even with that?
It does.
Okay.
Yes, blind will already be active. You don't have to blow the hole or rescue the maiden if it's blind.
I figured that, but like I have never seen.
Oh, purple chest was a very good idea.
Oh, it was a Pegasus boots on purple chest. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, definitely a nice find. Now that is something that Rot might put off for a little bit. Gonna do the Smith, but I feel like kind of that South Dark World check is really gonna route in nice for Rot here. Had already been up to Skullwoods, check Bumper Ledge. So it's probably more likely that we're gonna see Rot go ahead and do the dig game, come back up, grab the Smith, and start that entire sequence to route in K45 as well as Stumpy and the purple
I was
chest.
just gonna say, like, I guarantee there's gonna be Trinex in here.
Yeah, I mean, and Trinex is something that we can beat right now, so it's not terrible. Like I said, the only thing Rot didn't want to see here was Argus.
Yeah.
And this gets one Trinex right out of the way super fast. This is a smaller arena. It's gonna have to be a little bit more careful, but definitely if you're gonna have Trinex, you want to see it early when you can beat it in a dungeon that you can get right back to super quickly.
Yeah, Trinex though is not fun to do no matter what. Farfelu checking on the back of Well, which he wasn't able to do before.
Rot doing a great job with this hammer Trinex, takes him down just a couple hammer hits, and that's going to be some information for us because we don't know if that's a pendant or a crystal.
It is the last pendant.
Last pendant. Now we have full knowledge. Look at that. Hashtag the more you know. So that's going to give us Crystal, Turtle Rock, and Crystal Swamp as well. Looks like we need Ether to open up Mire there, which is also our 5/6 crystal. Don't quite have that information yet, but we are going to get a look at what is in the Mire shed. We have Rot going head back in Thieves Town to clear out. There's our third sword. Nice.
Yep. We now know where 3 of the 4 swords are.
And boy, our runners are very lucky. We have very nice modes of transportation so far in this seed. We have knowledge of the boots. Unfortunately, Rot does not have that yet. And we have that flute as well as Titans. So that's going to make everything just so much nicer. Seed's going to go a lot faster. Farfelu almost forgetting to give Agina a little peek. Could also do some of Desert. Could do all of Desert, should they so feel. It is a crystal, so...
I would at this point. Like, if Desert's going to be required, then you might as well. And for all you know, you might find Ether in the lamp in there. So, like, that would put Misery Mire into logic to be beaten then, too.
Well, there's definitely 2 ways to approach the game, right? And I've noticed this a lot with different runners. You have the runners that are very committed to doing and jumping in dungeons, right? Seeing what they can finish and just getting that information. Then you have other runners that kind of prioritize checking the spots that other runners might not check super fast. And that tends to pay off in a lot of cases. So I think what we're seeing here is Rot is more dungeon focused, whereas Farfelu is more following the logic and kind of checking the spots that maybe Rot might not get around to for a little bit. We saw that very early with the escape play before even dipping anywhere, whereas we saw Rot head right into Eastern Palace to kind of get that information. Rot's now in Thieves Town, which Farfelu can absolutely do. So I think that Farfelu is kind of trying to get those checks out of the way that he thinks Rot might not make. And there we have the lamp over on Desert Ledge.
Hey, one of my predictions was true. I said I said lamp would be here.
This seed has definitely been very exciting. And we have a cold stare in the back of Desert. We can do it. And so I'm sure we're going to see Farfelu do it. So far, I'm not seeing very many exciting things over in Thieves Town, but Thieves Town definitely is a lot nicer to check because you can just finish at the big chest and you're done. And you never have to think about it ever again. We're going to see Rot go down there to that dig game, pull out those 10 arrows, but hopefully start that Smith sequence because those boots on purple chest is very convenient.
Yeah, Thieves Town was just an empty, lousy place. But since it was a... Oh, Thieves Town was a pendant. That was right.
Yeah, Thieves Town was a pendant.
I appreciate that courage, but I actually am a lot older than I sound. Let's just put it that way. I'm a lot older than I sound.
That is the greatest description ever. You should. That's so kind. Looks like we are going to start that Smith sequence over on Rot's side. Farfelu not finding anything exciting in Desert. Gonna have to make that walk all the way to the back to face Cold Stare with, Master Sword, low health. But we do have Blue Mail, makes it a little bit more exciting, and Bombos makes it way more convenient.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think he did. Like, did you mention it? Like, I didn't catch this, but I think he bought some blue potions from the witch.
Yeah, so in this kind of mode, having those safeties is so crucial because you don't know when you're going to run into a cold stare. Sometimes you're going into a boss fight blind because you don't have that compass. So definitely keeping those safeties and having the knowledge that, okay, I have 3 bottles. We know there are 4 accessible, and we know where all 4 are. Being prepared is a lot better than having to leave a dungeon after you make it all the way to the boss because you don't have enough magic to shoot off bombos to kill cold stare. So I definitely like the preparedness of Farfelu here.
Yep, he didn't know about it either before he went in here, but he did. But like you said, he did buy protection. Better at this point to have for this mode. Better to have the protection and not need it.
Well, and also the game gave you Ice Rod and Fire Rod right off the bat, so that it was kind of like saying, listen, I'm going to give you one warning. There's going to be some crappy bosses you're going to be facing here early on. Oh, unfortunate death there for Farfelu. I think they have a fairy. Yeah. So we do see that purple chest in tow for Rot. So going to get those boots for all intents and purposes, hoping nothing, tragic happens. But yeah, you have to be a little careful here dancing around. You're in a smaller arena, so those puffs are not spreading out quite as far as they usually do. You still have that awful ice dropping from the ceiling because why wouldn't you? And yeah, taking down Cold Stare. I think we're good now. Just a couple more hits, and he's down.
Yep.
There's that $20 from Stumpy for Rot as Rot goes to get a shield. All right. Desert was crap too.
Yep. Well, it had the lamp, so.
Technically, it was on the ledge, so it wasn't in. I don't count it. Desert was crap.
Now our opinions differ there. If you have to most of the time get to the dungeon, go through the dungeon to get to it, I count it as part of the dungeon.
That's fair. There's those boots for Rot.
Yep, we are going to go get a Skullwoods look now on Farfelu's side.
Are we getting a Swamp Palace look here? No.
Nope.
He's going up to Johnny Two Bombs. I was thinking, oh my gosh, we're getting that play.
Yeah, we currently do know, though, where all the dungeons are in this game, or what all the dungeons are. Just because dungeons are pendants, though, people, remember, that doesn't mean that an item we need isn't on the boss.
Okay, so this is nice routing from Farfelu. We're going to get a look here at Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, and Graveyard Ledge. 2 otherwise gross locations to get to. King's Tomb is not quite as bad, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Farfelu just jump over and do Catfish, because that seems to be kind of the norm that's started happening in specific modes like this, where you kind of have that ability to do it. Even if you don't, the current jump brought to you by my wonderful friend. Is a very convenient way to kind of get over to that location that otherwise nobody wants to check because it's stupid and really far away.
There's a map to Hyrule Castle. Ew.
Super important.
Yep. We now know where Aga is.
I'm kind of bummed that we haven't figured out a way to just put like Aga in Eastern Palace. Like you just walk in and Aga 2's chilling there. Like I think that would be awesome. You go to fight Aga 2 and you walk in and it's a Trinex. I just think that would be a really fun way to incorporate it into the game, especially since the compasses don't show you what bosses are in Ganon's Tower. Oh, the mushroom.
Going to Catfish now makes a lot of sense. Like, go ahead and do the mushroom and catfish at the same time. I think he's
Yeah,
gonna go fake powder.
he's gonna go do Skullwoods. Farfelu hasn't done that yet, so definitely some information there. Has that Smaria makes it a little less gross to do it.
True.
Gonna check Bonk Rocks first because you have to. It's an item that you can see. Knowledge is power.
Yep, and just a piece of heart on bumper ledge. Always nice when there's nothing on bumper ledge, especially when you don't have the ability to get up there anyway.
It's always kind of rude when you walk past bumper ledge and it's something like, you know, a sword or something that's just like more of a convenience and you don't have the cape and you're like, well, that gets to sit there in the back of my mind and live rent free and drive me crazy. There's that fourth bottle for Farfelu. Not going to find too many exciting things here in Skullwoods, but is going to be able to get a crystal on the board should they choose to finish it.
Well, they've got the ability to, so I don't see why they wouldn't do it.
Now, Cold Stare might be a different decision here for Rot because they don't have Bombos yet.
Yeah. Where was Bombos? Oh wait, no, I think it was Paradox Cave.
Correct, it's in Paradox Cave.
You know, something that's funny about Skull Woods. This is one of the few dungeons that the big key can be in the big chest.
Yeah, definitely not a super required big key, kind of like Swamp Palace, but kind of nice to have. I mean, I guess we've taken a lot of the requirement for the big key out of Tower of Hera as well, but I've seen that come back to bite runners in the rear end, and it's also very exciting to see what kind of decisions our runners make because Farfelu left Hera, did not finish it. Bless you. And I feel like we're going to see Rot go ahead and finish Hera when they get there. At least go and take a look at the boss.
I don't know if they found a compass yet for Hera.
No, but if you're going all the way up to check the big chest anyway, it's just 2 more floors, kind of not super inconvenient. And like I said, Argus is the only thing that could really trip you up. And I don't believe Argus can be in that arena. Could be. I could be wrong, but I don't think Argus can be in there.
I don't know, and thank you guys. I suffer allergies.
'Tis the season, my friend.
Can we go back to it being winter?
Absolutely not.
Please?
No.
At least in my town.
Yeah, you can have whatever you want in your town. Don't be wishing that on me. We were friends up until that point. I'm sorry.
Nah, I wouldn't want wish winter on anyone, especially this year's. But like, I walk around in shorts in 3-degree weather, so. Oh yeah, we had a.
I did not realize Argus could be in Tower of Hera. I think once upon a time, Argus was not in Hera. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. I used to play Enemizer all the time, and then I kind of got burned out, and then I discovered cross keys, and that's all that exists in my world now. Here's another helicopter. Looks like given a little bit of trouble there. In a really nice position, able to bounce off that block right between the spikes, so able to save that. Okay.
Oh, and Rot did have a green potion, so he was good there.
Yeah, also has tempered, so gonna have a little bit easier of a time there.
Yep.
Oh, they are aggressive today, those puffs. My goodness.
But he's got a fairy too.
Sometimes you kind of get like a nice Argus where the puffs are just like, you know, you can tell they've given up on life. They just don't care anymore. But like today, they're out to make their paycheck. They are doing their job and they are being very aggressive.
Argus, did you do something with your hair?
And dual crystals for both of our runners.
That was very nicely done. Sadly, we cannot check pedestal what is on there, but right now there's very little that could be on the pedestal. I think it can only be ether at this point. Ether and hookshot.
I really like farfelu taking the time to get their safety items. I mean, you have 4 bottles, you have money, you have the bug net.
I don't blame them. Especially if you already done most of the stuff that requires money anyway in the game.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get our first pod dip here as Rod is heading up that mountain. We're probably going to see a clear of Hera as well, so some more new information for us.
We might get a dip into Eastern as well while we're in here too. So farfelu, if he goes into Eastern, will get his 3rd sword.
That mushroom in his back pocket is making me nervous. Because you were just up there. Oh no, it was just 20 rupees. He did turn that in. Okay.
Yeah. There's a heart container, there's the red mail, and a piece of heart.
Okay, now that Hera dip for Rod doesn't have that hook shot, so not going to be as convenient, but finding Samaria there before you dip Green Pendant Ice Palace, which is gross, but I have a feeling we might see a little bit of Ice Palace. Makes it kind of exciting. So you're kind of losing the convenience of the Hera pot, but gaining the convenience of Samaria and Ice Palace.
Yep. And for Samaria Ice Palace, love the icebreaker.
Yeah, we also have Diver Down ability for Swamp Palace, and that is going to be a crystal, so we are going to have to see that. Not a Bullocked Pod, so we are going to get to see more of that, although we do have all kinds of fun shenanigans we can do to get over to that Bullock side, so that wasn't really going to stop farfelu, but, you know, Logic's fun.
And yeah, I agree with that comment of, thanks for the potions, I'm leaving a bee here for you.
And it's just Mothula in Hera because Hera contained its own compass today.
Yep, and Hera Moth is not that bad.
I feel like the Skullwoods fight when it's Mothula sucks, but when you're playing Boss Atomizer, any boss in Skullwoods, you're like, oh my gosh, why couldn't it just be Mothula? Definitely changes how you look at the game. This is going to be a really easy fight. No spikes to deal with. We're just going to, do still have to watch those holes there, my friend, because you will still fall 2 floors. And just 5 rupees. So far, not very much exciting in our dungeon dips here. Hopefully, Pod's going to be a little bit more kind with items. We see that potion glitch, and that camera has unlocked. We're going to go ahead and just walk.
How does this I've tried pulling off that glitch and I can't do it. How did you do that?
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is get everything killed in that room first, because you're going to need to use a bottle. Come up to the very top of that wall that you're going to line up with. Then you're going to start walking to the left using the potion at the same time while you're walking. Then you can't just stay right along the wall. Don't use the left arrow at all. Just go straight up and in. That's going to unlock the camera, which causes the room to glitch. And since, A Link to the Past is it's up there in age, it's not going to worry that you've killed him or not. But yeah, backup pod here is bow locked, so could find the second bow back here, but definitely not the one that they intended for you to have when you came in here.
Nope. Well, you're also not intended to have the hammer before you go in here either, though. Or the Titan's mitts.
Hey, there's a cape. I mean, I know we already have Burna, but that cape is very convenient when you come into Boss Shuffle because anyone who has ever tried to find the Ganon's Tower Big Key in the Ice Armos room and has been met with a Trinex realizes the convenience of that cape.
I take it you speak from experience. There's the map of Turtle.
Absolutely. There's that Bombos for Rod. Continuing our perilous adventure into Pod, not finding anything super exciting. There's that big key. So we are going to get to see what's in the big chest. Obviously, not key sanity, so that was a given, but just bombs. Yeah, our dungeons have really been lacking. We do have an item in Hera Basement that neither runner has checked. So I'm wondering if farfelu will actually do that when they go back to finally complete Hera. Gonna get a look at Turtle Rock here. If it's Bombos, I mean, I would imagine Rot's gonna go in. Farfelu finding out that that is a Moldorm in Eastern Palace. Gonna go ahead and not be able to do it because we don't have that bow, and it is Bombos for Turtle Rock.
Yep. Which, Turtle Rock is completable at this point.
Yeah, the only problematic thing again would be Argus in the arena, but there's so many checks, you know, that you're going to want to do. You have Mimic Cave as well, adding an extra element, and you can just mirror out should you not find anything exciting. We're not going to bonk across to this first chest, which I have seen hookshot in it so many times during these tournaments. It's ridiculous.
Yep,
It doesn't look like we have a hoverer there, so going to leave that until we find the hookshot when we can get the rest of our items.
Yep, myself, first time I did bonk rocks and bonk in there, I found the hook shot in there. And the fire rod in the second chest.
Awesome. That is how it goes, and then that becomes a very uniform thing that you start to remember. You only forget it once.
Farfelu found his tempered sword.
Yeah, definitely nice that both runners have that sword advantage together. Here is that T-Rock dip that we were kind of sure was going to happen anyway. We have the compass too. Oh, okay. Now, you do not need the bow to kill Armos Knights. Yes, it makes it nicer, but it doesn't matter. Just go in and kill them.
Yep, I've seen Armos Knights be killed by the Cana Brian.
I've had to kill Armos Knights with the blue boomerang.
Oh.
In the Ice Armos room.
Oh.
Because Cross Keys is evil, but it's also it's an abusive relationship, right? Like you're gonna face awful things, and that's something that you should learn. Rot, unfortunately, I think just lost connection. Did have problems earlier on when we were setting up for the restream, so hopefully we get that taken care of and Rot comes back.
Okay, so I was just about to ask, did something happen on Rot's side?
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we'll just let's just continue watching Farfelu, and we will hopefully wait for Rot to come back. We do have a situation where there is a 10-minute delay, so I don't know how that's going to affect anything.
He's back.
Oh, and I lost Farfelu when Rot came back. Awesome.
There's the big key, though, right there in the beginning of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's pretty much the norm. You're going to find a big key and a small key here. Not sure if we found anything else because everything kind of went a little crazy. Farfelu heading up towards Hera. Both my streams going crazy, so I'm not really sure who's doing what, when, or where.
Yeah, my stream just went crazy.
So we're going to give that a refresh as we kind of take this opportunity to thank ZSR for putting on this restream, our two runners for putting on a wonderful show for us, our wonderful tracker, Daruk, who is keeping us straight and honest, as well as my co-com, Mira. It has been super fun and really exciting so far. There's a lot of really nice, convenient items for our runners and not too trolly of bosses, I don't think.
Not yet. We still have to dip into Vitreous or into Misery Mire and Argot and Swamp.
Oh, we are going to get a look in the Hera basement from farfelu.
Did he beat Mofula?
I thought they fell, but I could be wrong. I'm not really sure because my streams are going crazy. So your guess is as good as mine. You have Samaria.
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
farfelu, you have Samaria, my friend.
He's like, I feel like doing it the hard way. And it is just a heart container in basement.
Okay, so that is definitely not going to punish Nira for skipping.
Nira.
Nope, sorry. My streams are going crazy. I'm trying. I'm trying to get this where I can see. It's okay. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. Just keep eating. Okay.
I didn't know I was running this.
You are running, and you're doing a fantastic job. I appreciate you.
No, I mean, I didn't know.
No, I know. I know what I did. I'm just pretending I didn't do it.
Okay, so I'm not well, I am crazy, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, no. I know what I did. We're just pretending it didn't happen.
Sounds good to me. And the big key, the big chest, of course, is of course just a compass to Hera.
Yeah, where farfelu is going to find out that is Mocula. Hey, our fourth sword in Turtle Rock. Again, I think I'm delayed now because I can't. The restream screens are just going berserk. So I apologize to chat if I'm telling you things you saw 10 seconds ago.
Apparently, Rot got the butter sword at some point.
Yeah, that was in the crystal roller room.
Okay. Apparently, I blinked. I need to stop blinking. Apparently. I would go ahead and take the safety room exit right now. You don't lose anything by doing it.
Yeah, I mean you can, but Armos is definitely a lot
I know.
easier. However, these laser skips are making me slightly nervous.
I know the laser skips are the reason why I was suggesting it.
Yeah. I wasn't sure where we were at on the stream. I couldn't see what was going on, so I was just guessing.
He is going to go ahead and skip it, which I don't blame him since he did get all the items.
Yeah, and you know, you get a full magic refill there in the back of TR, so definitely not going to be super problematic.
Yep, and it is Armos Knights. So, Armos Knights is literally the tutorial boss. You can't walk across the pit there with the boomerang. At least I'm not aware of any ways you can.
Oh my goodness, I will give him the automatic win if he kills Armos Knights with the blue boomerang. Oh no, don't spin. Don't spin. There you go. Just slash. So you're going to do more damage with slashes here on Armos Knights than you will with spins.
Good to know. So it takes 6 hits with the butter sword to kill the red one.
Yeah, just poke him.
Hey, chat, I'm just going to refresh the streams real quick. We just need to fix the syncing issue. Just bear with us. We'll be back in a moment.
There was ether though in the torches room.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see that because of our interruption we had there. So that is
So
that's gonna take out our Misery Mire problem.
Literally the only thing we're missing now is hook, shot, and bow for go mode.
Gonna get a look at Spike Cave here from Rod.
There's the hook shot. Swamp is now in play.
What a gross place for a hook shot.
Hey, at least it actually had something in there for once.
That's fair.
I lost count of how many times I've gone in there and there's absolutely nothing in there. I think in all the years I've run Randomizer, I think I've never seen anything in there at all. We are going. We are going into Misery Mire, though.
No reason not to at this point.
Yep, and fun fact, the bow can be on Fat Fairy. Oh wait, no it can't, because 5-6 crystal is Eastern. Ignore me. I love that when you kill all those enemies in that opening room in Misery Mire. If you kill them too fast, the door takes like 5 seconds to open still.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get my commentary page back up here.
No problem. There was the big key, though, in Misery Mire.
Because of course it's a God Mire.
Now, it's not a God Mire unless they can, unless literally the item they need is right here.
Yeah, if the big key is one of the first tests, it's a God Mire.
No. Looks like Grot is going to go ahead and skip most of Misery Mire. Just go right for Vitreous. This could come back to bite him in the end.
No, he'll go back in. Actually, yeah, he'll go back in. Although, only needing the bow, I'd probably go... I'd probably go Swamp after this, and then come back to Mire if I had to.
Having a little bit of trouble there with the Samaria block.
I'm having a whole lot of trouble trying to watch this restream. Because it's just not working for me, unfortunately.
There's Farfelu's Butter Sword. And it happens. Yeah, we have at least one commentator. We at least have one commentator, so that's the important thing. Not saying that you're not important, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, as long as you can see the stream, go for it.
And personally, right here, what I would do with this Vitreous fight is I would do cape dash strats here.
Nice. So we have Vanilla Vidi. Interesting.
Careful there, Rot.
Yeah.
He does
catching like bits and pieces, but what I can see right now, he has half a heart. That's making me nervous.
Vitreous goes down, but he also did have a fairy, so...
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, Vitreous's lightning hurts no matter what your nail. We are looking like we are going to swamp. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, he's only a bow away from go mode. And Swamp has way more items to offer, and Mire is definitely a lot more trolly. Your checks are basically in your path for Swamp Palace, sans, you know, left side swamp, but you're not going to do that till after you go and beat the boss, which we can beat all the bosses now, so it doesn't really even matter what's in there.
I honestly, just because of how trolly this seed has been, I would go left side swamp right off the bat.
I think the seed has been pretty generous with everything that they've been given. I think that the early ability to beat Trinix and kind of having that fire rod is definitely makes the seed a lot more convenient. The hook is kind of problematic, but the game gave you a lot of things that kind of push you towards Spike Cave anyway. 4 bottles, cape, Burna, hammer, all that. So I feel like Spike Cave is should have been a check in the back of their minds the entire time, and I feel like farfelu is probably going to go and check that here shortly.
Yep. Rot is definitely going to go right here to check, see if the bow is right here. And it's 3 bombs. Thankfully, he can't, like we've been saying, though, he can complete the swamp. Nothing sucks more than going into swamp, into swamp, just to get an item that in here off that second chest. I've literally found the hammer for go mode in the second chest in swamp before.
Oh yeah, that's everyone's nightmare. Okay, I believe farfelu is heading towards Spike Cave. I'm not really sure. It kind of looks like it from what I can see.
He's in it right now. He's also making me nervous because he went down to 1 heart before activating his cane.
Now, I don't think Rot went back and finished checking Hookshot Cave after finding that hookshot. I thought it was just a save and quit and straight to Mire. So yeah, that could be interesting if there's a bow and hookshot cave and we just haven't seen it yet. I don't know if...
Neither player went and checked the rest of hookshot. They both saved and quit and went straight to Mire.
It looks like Rod is going straight for the left side. That's interesting.
Yep, doing diver down while doing it.
Yeah, 1 item away from go mode, still gonna go ahead and do left side swamp. That's bold. I like it.
You can't really blame them with this because left side swamp is trolly.
Yeah, committed to leaving Hera basement though, so that does, and the items in Mire, so I just feel it's a weird decision. I like it, don't get me wrong, but I'm surprised by it.
There's the bow. He was correct.
Very nice. So that's go mode.
Yep, and 300 rubies in the other chest. He might be trying to look for silvers now. Or it might just be doing that check because it was right there.
So it looks like Farfelu is going ahead and clearing the mire instead of just taking that key and going straight back to the boss. So we are going to get to see what items are in mire.
Yep. We are also getting to check the rest of Swamp by the looks of it too. Which, if Rot is looking for the no, he was getting a magic refill. Never mind.
Yeah, right. Just must not have realized they were in go mode. First off, not checking any more chests. Just gonna go straight to the boss.
And an easy fight here with Blind.
Least creative boss in this entire game.
Another heart container, though, in the back of Mire right there.
Yeah, we're gonna see a quick dip into Eastern to go ahead and take out Moldorm, and then we are going to see Rot head up to Ganon's Tower.
Yep. And then we get to play everyone's favorite game of where is the GT Big Key? I don't know if it's everyone's favorite game, but it's mine. We're not. I don't know if we're. Do we usually do the bet this early?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, honestly. I'm just waiting for you to say something and building off of it because I can't see the screen, so I'm just cheating my way through this commentary right now.
Oh, we're doing the bet on where the chest is before we even start going up the GT.
Yeah, we still got to take out Eastern Palace here before we can get up to Ganon's Tower. It's gonna be pretty quick. I mean, it's not gonna take long for Rod to get back there. We have the gold swords, so it's gonna be super speedy.
My bet is always 22, just because I don't have to run the seed. And Farfelu is doing the dash strats on Vitreous, or as best he could before his magic ran out. You said Trolldorm was the boss in Eastern?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay, Siggo.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. You could have started the bet at the beginning of the game. I don't care. Just gives more people a chance to get their bet in. So I'm assuming we are close to the back of Eastern Palace.
Yeah, we're starting Land Molus or Trolldorm right now, and it's down. I barely even started talking, it was already down. And just 20 rubies on Trolldorm. What is Farfelu doing?
I have no idea.
He's going into Thieves Town.
Yeah.
Farfelu, don't do this. Don't do this. No!
Did they mismark their tracker?
They never went in here was the thing. They're doing this as a last check. Oh.
That's quite strange considering that Swamp is a crystal, and do they not know Swamp is a crystal? They might not know Swamp.
That might be the case.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't know if it's swamp or Thieves Town. So this is much faster than going through swamp. I definitely understand this play. He's going to check these first 4, go straight back to the boss. That pendant's going to drop. He's going to have his full information. He's going to beeline it straight to swamp. Now, whether or not he does left side is going to be the problem here, because that was definitely a gamble on Rot's side. So I'm not sure if they go back in and get the items. No, go straight to the boss. My screen came back long enough to see him go go into the hellway. What you doing? No.
Oh. This is definitely Rot's game to lose now.
Exactly. See, Daruk tracks exactly how I track. I always track runner knowledge, because I feel like it definitely gives chat and the commentators, you know, a little bit more to understand why runners are making particular decisions. Like right here, farfelu is making this decision because they do not know that this is a pendant. Unfortunately, going all the way to the back, because I mean, it's so easy for muscle memory to kind of take over and you kind of just go and do your thing. Does remember not to bomb the hole, I think. Didn't look like it blew before. I'm watching in bits and little pixelated pieces here, so I'm not going to be chests that we see here in Ganon's Tower. Looks like Rot is heading right side first.
Yep. He is right now quite a bit into the right side right now.
So the nice thing is that we do have the compass. So we are going to get to see the items as he checks them. Unfortunately, it's not going to count the torch, but we can just add one should it be anywhere else. So far, I'm not seeing anything super exciting over on the right side.
Nope. Going left side now. Watch it be on the torch. Nope, 3 bombs.
Okay, so just remember to add 1 to that counter, as we have skipped that. There's that blue boomerang in the back of Thieves Town. Had no idea where that was.
Yep, here comes 8, 9, 10, and 11. There's 8, 9, 10, and 11. This Trinex fight's going to be fast, though, on farfelu's side. And 10 arrows. And yep, there goes down Trinex on farfelu.
Okay, so check. We're up to what? Check 12.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I am so sorry, chat. I have no idea what's going on with my streams. My internet's fine. It's just not letting me watch the commentary page. I've tried closing it, opening it. I've tried everything. So I apologize for how horrible my commentary has been thus far.
Hey, we know that Aga's the boss in here now. Always good to have that confirmed. Here comes 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Okay, so he's up to Randa Room.
There was Quake.
Watch it on Twitch like it's normies. Alright. The only problem is when I watch it with you guys, then I'm about 30 seconds behind the stream. So I'm telling you guys things you already know. And welcome to your first time here on ZSR2. Always happy to have you. Be sure to throw us a follow.
Oh, what's going to be ice? It's Argus on ice!
Because of course it is.
You know, 22 is becoming more and more likely.
Although Argus on ice is slightly less problematic than Trinex, and we also have the Gold Sword. So you can do a pretty quick kill here. You can actually keep your sword out and just start mauling those puffs.
Wait, what? You can... What?
Yeah. If you hold your sword out and just keep
No.
pulling them in, it'll kill
There's...
them.
In 21 was the magic number.
Nice.
I was almost there.
Very close. It doesn't look like we found silvers, though, either, so that's kind of fun. Or that magic powder. That powder is so convenient, especially for the Ganon's Tower climb, but gold sword, red mail, 11 hearts, you're good. You got this. Now, here's the thing. Is farfelu going to do left side swamp? I'm assuming we're going to see them go straight to the back and then come back and do left side. You're going to feel a little bit behind after that full Thieves' Town clear. Doesn't know that Rod has already done that as well, but that gamble on left side after making some skips was very exciting, and it definitely paid off. But I don't think we're going to see farfelu make that same decision.
Yep, he's going straight to the back. Rod's got to be careful there. He was getting taken a lot of damage. Thankfully, there is a rescue ferry up ahead. Okay, so that's how that works. I've never seen ice art, so that's why I was so confused.
Yeah, Argus does some pretty funny things in Enemizer. So does, no, is it just Armus? Well, I know that if there's a Trinex in the Lamola's 2 room, his shell kind of exists throughout several dimensions.
Is it like Helmasaur King in Hera? Because Helmasaur King is weird in Hera.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like when you go in, you'll see his shell in the anti-fairy room, and then it's also in the 4 pots room after.
Oh, and it's Moth on Landmolus too.
Yeah, okay, so the thing with the live commentary is the stream you're watching right now is actually about 10 seconds behind what we're actually seeing. So we're seeing things slightly faster and we're commentating on that. So we're also delayed with the stream. So your real time isn't exactly our real time. We're slightly ahead of you because there's a delay in the stream. So that's why when I'm saying like, oh, he's like, for me right now, Rod is just now getting into the 4 Wizard room, and I feel like on the stream right now he's probably past that, and that's why the delay is slightly problematic for me.
Yeah, on my side, he's about to go into the laser into the 4 torch room right after lasers.
Yeah, so the restream is on a slight delay, and that's why it seems like I'm commentating after the fact, because I technically am.
Ooh, he ran out of magic. He's got to go back into the previous room.
He has the lamp.
Yeah, but the floor fell away too fast for him to get there.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So it's looking like farfelu did go back into Swamp, definitely making the right decision. Going to be slightly behind here because they are going to have to go finish Eastern Palace as well.
Yep, and he is going... Rot, though, is not going to check any chests, though. Oh, Helmasaur King is on Troll Dorm, too.
Yeah, that's a pretty usual thing you're going to find there. He seems to appear there quite a bit. It does make it slightly harder because he can just bulldoze you right off the ledge like that.
Just
And a lot of runners will actually set up and do the 3 bomb tosses as opposed to trying to hammer hit him, just to kind of soften him up a little bit. So if you stand off to the right there, you can kind of toss some bombs and he'll just hurt himself. A lot easier than trying to get those hammer hits in.
I'm glad that Rod's got a fairy, that's for sure. Yep, now he's going.
Yeah, because Helma is not a helicopter in here. His tail will lash the crap out of you.
Yep, glad for that fairy.
Now I'm gonna switch to bomb strats there.
Yeah, he got hit, got down but he got the fairy off, thankfully. I would go with the cape here, not the cane. There you go.
You can actually hit him with some arrows from there. From the side.
And farfelu got the hammer, or the bow, I mean.
Okay, so farfelu is now in go mode just as Rot is finishing up Ganon's tower.
My reasoning for why I do the cape over the cane, personal preference is all. Like, I'm a lot more comfortable with cape than cane.
Yeah, Rot doesn't have the cape because they never went into pod. So Blue Cane was really their only option if they wanted to use a defensive item, although they could have just shot the arrows from the side.
Oh, true. This is a quick Aga 2 fight. Wow, it's almost already over. And it's over. It was finished. It finished as I was saying that. Who wants to bet that silvers was going to be in tile room or in one of the 3 previous checks?
I feel like it might be Ice Palace, just because that's the only place we haven't really seen. It could have been on something like the powder, or maybe on one of the tablets. There's a couple places we didn't get a chance to look at. I mean, I think as far as fetch quests go, we only saw that mushroom, and it wasn't really... Well, it was in a gross place. That was in Graveyard Ledge, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
So farfelu should just be about finishing up Eastern Palace as Rot is entering the Ganon 3 stage? Question mark?
It was in the light world. I think it said silvers were in light at world.
Okay, so that is probably one of the tablets? I think we checked everything else.
That or it was Magic Bat.
Maybe pedestal, but I think it would have said pedestal. Ooh, Magic Bat. That's gross.
No, it doesn't say pedestal, I believe. Because I did have one where silvers were on pedestal.
Well, it wasn't Ice Palace, which is interesting.
Well, when we do the credits, we'll see if what was on pedestal at least.
Okay, so farfelu looks like they're heading up towards Ganon's tower. We are spinning on Ganon right now, I would assume. Still spinning.
Yep. And
possibly not. I don't know.
Yeah, ZSR bot also is ahead of us too. As it said the game finished like 20 seconds before it did on my screen.
That's okay. This stream has been a little iffy for me the whole time, so we're trying. Get your GGs in chat for Rotbot. coming
Yep.
in first place with a time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and some odd seconds. I'm not sure.
Yep, and farfelu, I think, forfeited. It was a nicely done race on both sides, though.
Yeah, so get your GGs into both of these runners. Very interesting match. I like that. Very nice boss shuffling throughout. Ended up getting our 2 Helmas as we typically do.
And farfelu is in here with us. It was nicely done on your part, Farf. I'm just sorry that you didn't pull it out.
Yeah, GG, Rod. It was not as bad as not yesterday, but Monday seed was pretty bad. But I think in this one, it was my execution was quite okay, but I lost some coin flip in searching for that bow. But yeah, it was pretty fun. It's only my second MC boss in the entire tournament.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so like, what did you think of some of the boss placements, like Mothula being on Hera?
Well, yeah, I decided to play it safe in my first trip in Hera, but on my second trip, I think the only boss which I could not kill was Argus. So yeah, I decided to try it, go for it. But yeah, Mott, at that point I had tempered, I think, so it was not much trouble after all.
Yeah, if only everybody's Mothula fight could be that easy.
Yeah.
Mothula, it's not even the fact Mothula is hard, it's more the fact the arena.
Yeah, instead we got helicopter in this tough arena.
Yeah. What? Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. What did you think about the fact that the bow was in left side swamp, though?
Oh, at that point I was pretty sure I lost, because like I said, I clear Pod entirely, I clear Thief's Town entirely for Pendant, so well, I was happy to find the bow because now I can finish the game, but I was pretty sure I had lost this one. But it's only my first loss, so there will be a match 3.
Yep, and I look forward to that. Hopefully I might be able to commentate it if we can too. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble here. Do you do you have something that you want to say too about this?
Well, I really enjoyed the MC boss. Like I said, I don't have much experience in going into a Crystal Dungeon, because I knew instead of checking the entire overworld, maybe dipping into a dungeon would have been better, but I don't know, I just have I don't have much experience in that, and that's why actually I'm in Challenge Cup. It's been very interesting so far. I'm pretty sure I learned a lot, and of course thank you for the restream again. It's always nice to have race on restream, and I can watch it back and see what Rod did compared to me. And for match 3 we don't know yet, but probably it will be on Friday afternoon Eastern time, but nothing sure for now. So thanks again for your stream, Naira. Sorry, I don't know how to read all of your names, so just thank you, everyone, and yeah, looking forward for match 3.
Yeah, it was definitely a very fun race to watch. I love the decisions you guys made, and especially not being familiar with Math Compass Boss Shuffle, like you wouldn't have known it to watch you run. I thought you did a very, very good job. I enjoyed watching both of you. Your execution was very on par with each other, so I think it was a very, very strong matchup, and you guys both did really, really well, and it was a really fun race to watch. So I guess that's just gonna about wrap it up here for us here on ZSR. Definitely be sure to tune in for more of our continuing coverage of this Challenge Cup. It's super exciting races and definitely some really fun modes to see our runners play in. Some definite trolley spots and some really exciting decisions made. So be sure to check that schedule, tune in, and thank you for your continued support here of ZSR.
Absolutely. Thank you all for hopping in and and watching us as we go along with this. It would help if I would be able to speak for once. Anyway, GG's to both farfelu and to Rotsev for an incredible match. Unfortunately, Rotsev is not joining. Well, Rotsev is not joining us for an interview at the moment. Might pop up in Twitch chat momentarily, but that is totally their right. But regardless, GG's to them. Thank you to both Jinxie and to Nira for the excellent commentary. Really appreciate it. Apologies for all the technical issues there, but you know, we made it through. It was all good. Thanks to Daruk as well for tracking. Please make sure you give everyone a follow as well. I'm sure they'll all really appreciate it. As farfelu had mentioned, they don't have a time set for Game 3 yet, but we still have other Challenge Cup action coming up for you over the next couple of days, including the Game 1 of the quarterfinals between Treyspire and Vinter happening this Friday at about 2 o'clock Eastern. Not sure the channel yet, we'll announce that shortly. And Game 2 is actually happening Saturday at around the same time, so make sure you tune in for that. And of course, right here on ZeldaSpeedRuns, we have our usual coverage of all the weekly races, from Ocarina Time Randomizer, including the Freaky Friday race, the Majora's Mask Randomizer, and the Minish Cap Randomizer. All that will be up in the schedule, and if you're new here, be sure to drop us a follow just so you can keep notified on when we're going live. For the moment though, we're going to send you over to ZeldaSpeedRuns 1, where they're in the middle of their Grand Finals Game 1 match between Ragtag Yag and Masters of Camouflage for the Skyward Sword Randomizer Co-op Tournament. Someone's got to win it, so you get over there and show them your support. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Psychonaut, and have a fantastic rest of your time. So bye-bye now.